You know that sinking feeling when a truly beautiful, high-end home just sits on the market? It's tough to watch. Well, in this explainer, we're diving into Chapter 3 of the Luxe Home Renewal Blueprint to figure out exactly why that happens and, more importantly, what we can do to fix it.
Oof, this question, it really hits hard, doesn't it? It feels so personal. And every single day that goes by without an offer can feel like this silent judgment on a place you've poured your heart and soul into. It's a really difficult spot to be in. But here's the thing. The answer to that question, it's almost never about the home itself.
See, a stalled listing isn't really a reflection on the quality of the home. Not at all. It's actually a story of a mismatch, a kind of disconnect between an absolutely incredible property and the way its story is being told to the world.
Let's be crystal clear on this because it's so important. The problem is not the four walls and the roof, it's the strategy. When a luxury home isn't selling, it is almost always because the marketing just completely failed to connect with the very specific way that affluent buyers think, how they search, and how they ultimately fall in love with a property. The blame just doesn't belong with the home.
Okay, so let's talk about the human side of all this for a minute, because an unsold home carries so much more than just a financial weight, right? It creates this emotional burden that just seems to get heavier and heavier with each passing week.
I mean, think about it. What starts out as this really exciting journey can go south so fast. First, there's the frustration, constantly keeping the house perfect, waiting for calls that never come. Then comes the embarrassment. Maybe you're worried what the neighbors think as they see that for sale sign day after day. That leads to this massive uncertainty. Should we drop the price? Should we find a new agent? It is absolutely exhausting. And it so often ends in just pure disappointment with the entire process.
You know, in real estate, perception is everything. And unfortunately, when a home sits on the market for too long, time is definitely not on your side. In fact, it starts to fundamentally change the home's story in the minds of potential buyers.
Just look at the difference here. When a home is first listed, the story is all about aspiration. It's a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that creates a sense of urgency and desire. But as the weeks drag on, that story just sours. It becomes, oh, that's the house that hasn't sold. Right away, buyers get suspicious. They think something must be wrong, the urgency completely vanishes, and they just start circling, waiting for the price to drop.
So if we know the problem is the story, let's play detective and diagnose what's actually going wrong. We're going to move away from the emotional side and get into the really practical, common reasons why these gorgeous luxury homes just fail to connect with the right buyers.
And usually it comes down to a few usual suspects. First up, generic marketing. You know, bland photos instead of those amazing twilight shots that really make you feel something. Then there's pricing that doesn't have a compelling story to back it up. The listing might also just fail to create any real emotional connection. It's selling square footage, not a dream lifestyle. And finally, you might have a passive agent who just puts it on the MLS and waits for the phone to ring, basically making the home invisible.
But here's the good news, and this is the really exciting part. An unsold listing is not a dead end, not even close. It is a powerful opportunity. It's a chance to hit the reset button, to start fresh, and to completely rewrite that story. This is what we call the renewal mindset. It's all about shifting your perspective. You stop seeing this situation as a failure, and you start seeing it as a first draft that's just waiting to be reworked into a bestseller. It's about taking back control and transforming your home's presence from overlooked to absolutely magnetic.
So how do we do that? Well, this brings us to the blueprint. The entire renewal process is built on 3 key pillars. We start by reframing the narrative, which means we turn your property from the one that's unsold into an overlooked gem. Then we reset the energy with fresh, stunning visuals and marketing that actually tells a story. And the final crucial step is to restore confidence, helping you feel proud and excited about your home all over again.
If you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your home is not the problem. It hasn't failed. The marketing, the strategy, the story that was told, that's what fell short. And the best part is, that means the story can be completely retold, but this time with the clarity, beauty, and impact it always deserved. So now that you understand why a great home can stall, and more importantly, that there's a clear path to fix it, there's really only one question left to ask. Are you ready to rewrite your story and get the successful sale you deserve? To find out exactly how, join us for Chapter 4, where we're going to dive deep into the psychology of affluent buyers.
Or if you want to get started right away, you can visit the real estate section of youreasternshore.com to learn more. Thanks so much for tuning in.